That was a very, very interesting game right there. It was there for the Fever to win. Like, you can't shoot, what was it, like 23% from three or something? You can't shoot that percentage from three and expect to beat a Minnesota team who were shooting as well as they did. But obviously, the chat is definitely going to get toxic, so it's not being shown right now. I will say that is, at least we can kind of pump the brakes on Fever being in that upper echelon, upper tier of teams. There is a gap between the Liberty, the Lynx, and the Fever. I want to see them against the Connecticut Sun before I want to see are they bubble contenders, but the Lynx were just better. They were just better. Before we get on to it, though, as you can see above, trying to hit 27.85k by the end of the day. But for the Lynx, you see Bridget Carlton had 19 or 10 the first quarter. Kayla McBride, slow first half, and then cooked them in the second half. Courtney Williams hit some big shots. In the first half, Heidemann was killing them. Maisha Hines-Allen on defense was a monster. 3 steals. Her blitzing, she was a absolute monster. And for the Fever, it was a rough one. It really was a rough one. Caitlin Clark had the worst first quarter I've seen her play. Like, she started off 0 of 8 and then went 8 for 10 the rest of the game. So it's like you just need a bit more consistency. 7 turnovers. There were some of the worst part about the turnovers today is that the passes that she was making at the turnovers, like those passes that she was throwing ahead and was throwing slightly off. There were one to Lexi Hull, one to Katie Lou that were like this much off. And you're like, I'm pretty sure that's 3 turnovers that would instantly be 3 points because they were assists. But again, like, they are passes that no one other than Caitlin Clark could throw. I don't mind it if it's just an off game, especially if you can get those out of you against a team as good as the Minnesota Lynx. But I thought Caitlin Clark had a very, very good second and third quarter. I thought she had a decent enough end to the game. I look 23, 8, and 5. Stats probably looked better than she played. She got attacked on defense the whole game. I thought first half, Erica Wheeler was really good. I thought Demiris Dantas was okay. I thought Lexi Hull was really good as well again today. Aaliyah Boston, 10 and 15. I'll use the word anonymous to describe Aaliyah Boston. I just felt that she was anonymous most of this game. For Kelsey Mitchell, she started off 7 of 9 from the field and then goes 1 of 8 from then on. So she did like an opposite to Caitlin Clark. She started off really hot and then cooled down. And then Caitlin Clark heated up as Kelsey Mitchell cooled down. If the Fever are going to win, both of them aren't going to have... You can't afford each of these players to have a awful half. Or not saying not an awful half, like an awful spell of the game. Aaliyah Boston, she got a few offensive boards, missed a lot. Like that 5 of 11, I'm shocked it was that high. There were a lot of open gimmies that she had that were missed. Nalissa Smith is the worst I've seen her play. She got cooked on every possession. And Christy Sides, you're not off the hook either. Because the starting 5, you were getting destroyed to start the game. So what did you decide to do? Bring out... You pull it back. You go down 14 points and you pull it back to 1. So you then bring back the lineup that dug you into a hole to start the game. I'm like, it's just not smart playing. Like, screw loyalty. If the starters aren't cutting it, don't play them. Like, 14 minutes for Katie Lou Samuelson when she did nothing. 2 rebounds and assists, 2 fouls. She did nothing. And not only that, she got cooked. Like, she was the only these were the only 2 players on the floor that got cooked worse than Caitlin Clark on defense today. Like, the Minnesota Lynx, to start the game, were attacking Nalissa Smith off the ball. But you got to give credit where credit's due to the Lynx. Their defensive rotations were exceptional. Their offense, like, Alana Smith did not shoot the ball. She did not shoot the ball. She is basically an all-star. Led the team in plus minus, just chose not to shoot the ball. MVPhee, it's not neck and neck, but it's very close to being neck and neck this MVP race. V. Collier with 31. Bridget Carlton, 16. She hit her shots. And if you look at the 3-point percentage, 4-6, 4-10, 2 of 3 for Heidemann. 0 of 2, 2 of 10. 3 of 8 not terrible. Lexi Hull shot well. 0 of 5 for Dantas. Like, it's just, they were just better. They rotated better on defense. On defense, they were so good. Like, any time Temi Fagbenle screened Caitlin Clark, they blitzed. Because they knew that Temi couldn't drift into those positions to get open like Aaliyah Boston. When Aaliyah Boston was there, they didn't blitz. They made sure that they hedged and recovered so that Aaliyah Boston so that they didn't give Aaliyah Boston too much space to make reads. Look, this is a game that's probably, it was a 10-point game. It felt like it was going to be comfortable, and Fever just kept bringing it back. When this was a 1-point game, it felt like it should have been a 30-point game. The Lynx are really, really good. They are as sharp a team up here as I've seen. The Fever couldn't run because they only set one player to offensive boards every single time. Everyone else got back on defense. They were the most disciplined team I've seen in the WNBA. They moved the ball better. They cut better. Their offense, passing and moving, is exceptional. They have an MVP candidate. So I would not be surprised if they make the finals. I still think it's the Liberties to lose. It is the Liberties to lose this year, but this game, it's more so like, look, the Fever shot badly. I thought the Lynx forced almost everything. Like, a couple of the turnovers were like, one was off a blitz where Caitlin Clark got split so hard, she just threw the ball to space and hoped for the best. I think she should have just thrown it out of bounds, so that it would have been a dead ball turnover, but obviously she wanted to make risk. If I was her, I would have just thrown it out of bounds or thrown it off a leg or something. But obviously in real time, it's a lot easier. It's a lot harder to make that decision than it is sitting watching it on TV. I thought Temi Fagbenle really struggled today. I thought she really struggled. I thought she looked kind of lost out there. But look, it's her first game in a couple of months, and a team's playing an entirely different play style. She did look a little bit lost out there. But again, you learn from loss. You learn, especially for a young team, you learn more from competitive losses than you do from winning. And I know, as someone that is hoping the Fever win a ring, Indiana are not winning the ring. They're just not. They're not at that level yet. But I will say this. The Indiana Fever look no worse today than the Aces looked yesterday. They look no worse. The Lynx are just that good. This is not this is a Lynx team that nearly beat Indiana without Fee Collier. This is a Lynx team that can win games without an MVP. This is a unbelievably good Lynx team. So, look, I wish I could be a little bit more hyped and more positive, but it's the Lynx more than anything. Thank you for the $5, Movement Guru. But yeah, I want to read some of these comments. Lexi Hall needs more minutes. I agree. The officials were biased. I somewhat agree, but I don't think it affected the game. Katie Lou should have been traded. Yeah, but you're not going to get anyone to take her contract. They gave her a near max. But yeah, that's a big one. That is a big one.